Hey, Mom. I am really thrilled to talk about the topic today that I think is where I'm at right now, but also I think is so fitting and is one of the underlying and most prevalent roadblocks that make it hard for moms, even when they feel like they have the capacity, even when they feel like they have the time to actually take the actions to prioritize their health and self-care. And that is tiredness. Can we raise our hand? If you're driving, don't raise your hand. But like, can we just admit that sometimes, oh, we probably say it all the time, it's probably easy to admit, sometimes we're too tired. We are just too tired to care. We're too tired to do anything because we know at the end of the day, sometimes, yes, when we do that, that 10-minute activity that fills our cups, we'll feel better, but sometimes we'll still be tired. So it's like, what? I just don't want to be tired anymore. I'm there with you. I am tired in this season. My husband, it's like one of his busiest times at work. My kids are just full of energy all the time. And, I have a 5-month-old now who's becoming more active. And it's just gotten to the point where I'm like, your girl is tired. I am so tired. And I don't want to choose these 10-minute activities. And sometimes I do, yeah, I don't. Sometimes I pivot. But sometimes I really just am like, you know what? This isn't going to feel good now. And it might not even feel like you might not even feel the results in a week from now. But you know what? This is good for you. And over the long haul, you're going to be glad you did it. It's like this futuristic thinking when in the moment, when you are in a busy season of motherhood and life, you want to feel good now, right? Like, how many times do you want to feel good now? Because we're tired, and I just don't want to be tired, or I don't want just, I'm so burnt out, I don't want to think, all those things. So I'm just saying that this is a real thing. And, I did a post about this on social media around, often we feel like we're lazy, or maybe we feel like people think we're lazy, which I don't like that word, but we feel that way because we're not doing all these things. When in reality, that is like we are the furthest thing from lazy. We're just overwhelmed and tired, which is actually two different roadblocks, right? And so I 100%, if you're like, my goodness, I want to know about these roadblocks that could potentially be the reason why I'm not pouring into my wellness, you really need to go check out that webinar replay. The 7 roadblocks stealing your wellness as a busy mom. 30-minute 30-minute session, can watch at your own place or listen, take notes. I have a workbook that goes with it. And there's even a special offer to kind of get some support at the end. But either way, like, it's just going to really help you start to see that this roadblock exists. It's a very real roadblock. But if I keep thinking it's like it's going to prevent me from going where I want to go, it will. When if, for example, we're driving and there's a roadblock, we take a detour. And that's what you need to do. We take a detour or we remove the roadblock completely, right? So I'm just here. I'm here with you. The tiredness is real. And I think when the moments when you're feeling particularly tired, like, what I'm saying, like, you might just be like, I'm always tired. But there's a particular time or season where, like, you're like, I literally cannot either do anything else, or if I do something, it has to be so mindless, it has to be so gentle that it doesn't feel like a stretch. And I'm here to tell you that is fine. And in these especially busy, overwhelming, like you're just feeling at capacity, right? You need to be doing gentle. And when I started to experience this the most and felt the most permission is right now, postpartum, because everyone is saying, like, just be gentle, all this stuff. Like, physically, you have to be very gentle in those first 3 to 4 months, right? But what I started to see is that, like, oh no, like, I've never had 3 kids in this season of my life, in these ages, doing all these circumstances before. And so I might feel like I have a schedule one day and then it just completely goes out of the window because my kids are not robots. They're going to be, we're all human beings and things shift, right? And so in this particular season, I'm like, oof, I'm tired. I wanted to be finished this particular postpartum exercise rehab program I've been going through, and I'm not. But it doesn't mean I'm not exercising. I'm just walking in between those particular workouts, and I'm fine with it. But like the last 2 weeks, I wanted to do some stuff completely different than what I'm doing now. But I'm like, I'm just too tired. I am too tired, you know? And in regards to nutrition, I'm just like, you know what? I'm going to do like the basics right now. I'm not going to try to add anything new. I'm just going to do what I know I need to do in these various areas that feel good, feel simple enough that I can continue to maintain. Because there is a season of diving deep and growing like exponentially, you know, because you're making a bunch of shifts and you feel like you have capacity. But in I would say for many of us, we have to do those small incremental shifts, and a lot of that comes from being consistent. So if you are feeling tired right now, forget the noise, forget trying to do it all. Like even if you want to create the plan and the blueprint I'm doing, blueprint challenge I have, I say create it. I think it's so beautiful to have direction. But then take that plan and break it down small bit by small bit by small bit by small bit. So if you have three nutrition goals, three exercise, three stress management, three sleep, you're literally going to choose one goal from one of those areas, not one from each area, one from one, and work on that until you feel good. And then you're going to move on to the next one. I just think so often we are another roadblock is that we're bumping into things because we have such unrealistic expectations. I have such unrealistic expectations of myself. It is uncanny how unrealistic. For example, and this goes in anywhere. I'm like in 4 to 5, I'm like in multiple book clubs right now, and I'm like, it's fine. I'll just read the book that I need to read for the meeting. But then you're like, oh, but still, it's a lot. And I'm now I'm like, you know what? If I read some of it, great. You know, like it's okay. I think it was good for me to stretch myself to read in all these variety of areas, but I'm not stressing out about completing them all. But in the future, I'm not going to join all of them. You know what I'm trying to say? And I just think even in regards to business, I was like, oh, I'm going to rehaul like my back software systems, and there's this one I've been wanting to do that integrates everything. I'm like, I ain't got time. I ain't got time to do it right now right now. I can be doing it bit by bit. And so that's the road I'm taking. And I say all this to say I'm just here to give you permission to do the simple, gentle thing as often as you can. For when you're tired, don't just completely put things aside. Do the more than nothing mentality. And that's where 10 minutes comes in, right? So if it's exercise, literally it could be 10 minutes of stretching, 10 minutes of some light, gentle strength, body weight strength training, some 10 minutes of light walking, 10 minutes of swimming, 10 minutes of breathing. In nutrition, it's like a 10-minute smoothie once a week, twice a week, 3 times a week, 10-minute meal prep. Like just pick something, put a timer on. It's funny, I say this because I was about to record this and I put a timer on, right? And it's like my thing is just defaulted to 10-minute timer. It's just defaulted. And sometimes, guys, often I start with 10 minutes, but I go over. And so the 10 minutes is a launching pad. But I just want to again reiterate and encourage you that it is okay that you're tired and you're not doing all the things. But I don't want you to miss out on the gift that you can give yourself because you're just letting the tiredness completely take you off, right? I'm just giving you permission to be gentle with yourself and to continue to be consistent, but in a very gentle, sustainable way. So that when you have more energy, when you have the more capacity, when you get in more sleep, you can do the other thing and that may still be 10 minutes, but requires a little bit more give, you know? And so complete permission to do it simple, gently, but do not give up. And so if you're wondering, like, okay, I feel released, Brianna. Like, great. Where do I start? I'm going to tell you a few resources in the couple minutes that I have left. So I have a 10-minute reset guide. This gives you 10 ideas that you can do in 10 minutes or less. I would say if you're like, I have no idea, pick one. And it covers a variety of different areas. So just download the guides, pick one, and there's even a little, weekly tracker where you can track it. Perfect. If you're like, oh my gosh, yes, that's good, but I also think I'm having some of these mindset blocks that are holding me back. I want to watch your webinar. Go access the webinar. Both of those options are free. Now, say you got those and you're like, okay, but now I'm ready to create a plan that's unique and customized to me. Can you coach me through this? Can you be my accountability coach and help me get clarity around this? All right. And that is the Blueprint Accountability Challenge, which requires a little bit more of you. Again, you can go at your own pace. And that is why I also just say, hey, just invest a little bit because you're saying to myself, I'm worthy of creating customized goals. And I'm going to do this at a pace, but I'm going to like basically this accountability challenge is if you were to sit down and have an intensive with me, I would guide you through this challenge almost. Of course, it would be a lot more it would be even more customized because I can often see as a coach, I ask you questions and can see something from an outside perspective that you might not be able to see. But I sometimes think we know innately what we need to do to start. And so it's just helping reduce it into more doable stuff. And so that's the Blueprint Accountability Challenge. All right, so those first two are free. The 10-minute reset guide with 10 ideas to help you reset your health and self-care. The Roadblocks webinar is like a 30-minute webinar with a workbook too that can just help you figure out like, okay, here are the roadblocks I have around this, and here's some ways to overcome it. And then the Blueprint Challenge is like, okay, I'm ready to like create specific 10-minute wellness routines for myself. Guide me through that process. A lot of other resources that I'm tweaking, and you'll hear me talk about them as I continue to tweak them, right? But I say get started there, because especially in the Blueprint Challenge, you have access to a breakthrough call, and this breakthrough call will really help you think through what you need to uniquely do um, to, and just be get a taste of what coaching is like. All right. So that's it. Enjoy. I'm going to link those 3 resources below. Grab one, grab all, but don't grab them and do nothing. Okay. Grab them, get started, and feel free to join the Facebook group, the 10-Minute Wellness Community, to kind of share along the way through the process.